Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to talk about bad people with bad behavior. I don't know about you, but I've been noticing a lot more how the behavior is becoming to a lot of people. I'm noticing a lot more rudeness in this world. I'm noticing a lot more tempers are flaring. I'm noticing a lot of negative. And it's something to be aware because it got me thinking to triggers. And you're going to say, well, what do you mean triggers? What triggers you into a not positive way? I think many times we do not realize different triggers around us that gets us to where we are that we shouldn't be. And that's what got me thinking, I need to address this because I've seen so many people, and I get all the things that's happening in the world. I really do. I do. But you can't think that the next thing is going to happen, like something bad's going to happen. They're waiting for the next thing to fall. That's what I'm noticing, and people are actually expecting that to happen. So when you're expecting something negative to happen, what are you doing? You're setting the intention for it to happen. And that's something that I needed to address. So those are the triggers. Be mindful of what you are inducing and what you're surrounding yourself with. From people to what you watch, to something that you don't want to do that you're trying to please somebody else by saying it. I mean, I get, when you're married, you need to be 100 and 100 together. But if it's something that really, really bothers you and you don't want to do it, and if you're not getting joy out of it, then maybe it's time to rethink and think of something else you can do with your spouse that you both equally enjoy. One person should never be this miserable. This is very, very important. When you're working for somebody and somebody is to the point who is such a narcissistic, I call psychopath, there's a lot of them out there. And I get that everybody needs a job and you need to work, but what I think, if I was in that position, I would definitely do my darnest to look for something else. Okay? Sometimes we get too comfortable in a situation that is something really debilitating for our emotional well-being. I think anything that's good that happens in our lives takes work, constructive work. But if you're going to sit and come up with excuses, your health is going to take a beating. Your mind is going to take a beating. Your emotional, your spiritual side is going to take a beating. And that's something that I don't want you to do. So be mindful of the triggers that puts you in a bad mood by the time you come home and you are just depleted because you have a boss that just rides you all the time. Think about that for a minute. Think about the quality of living that you are giving up. That's really interesting. Somebody said to me the other day, well, Susan, when you put it that way, it really got me thinking. Well, the quality of living is what you let in. And this is something that I'm noticing, but I'm noticing the bad behavior that it's turning people into. And that is what makes me sad. So think of it as triggers. What are some of the triggers that trigger you? Basically, what I'm getting is when you're mindful, you are incorporating the right tools for big and correct, good, positive habits. It's kind of like when you become aware of your reactions, everything else starts to go and flow better. What you're being mindful and letting in, but also what you're mindful and letting out and what you're not letting in. Think about all the good things that start to come and fall into place. When you're aware to what sets you, it kind of interesting in a spiral way. Are you going to go down or are you going to save yourself? You're kind of like the person on the cliff. You can either pull yourself up, okay, and save yourself, or you can go crashing and burning. So who has that choice? It's you. If you don't like your life, start being more mindful of ways to change it. Start off something small and work your way up. If you have a boss that is obnoxious, and I think a lot of people could really agree with me on that one because I know that there's a lot of people that are just not happy who they're working for. Think of other ways to how you can feel better. Maybe go to work and expect your boss to be this way. Stop probably hoping that this boss is going to change because hindsight if somebody is that miserable, they're not going to make your life better. They never will. It's all about them. So how could you make your life better? By how you see them, and gradually start incorporating a way to get away from this person. Maybe right now you can't, but in the future you can. Be mindful of the triggers that set you off, that's changing you as a human being. Because when you do, and somebody just turns you into somebody that you're not, that's the tragedy. You weren't put on this earth for you to change in a negative way. Remember that. Positive is going to give you more positive mindset. So when people go, well, I try, you're not trying. You're not. You're trying it for a split second. This is a lifestyle change in how you see things. The world, yeah, it's probably not a great place to be right now. But you know what? I choose to think about some really nice things. I think about meditating and doing what I like to do. And you don't have to stay quiet, meditate. When you're swimming, when you're walking, when you're with friends, when you're laughing, it is a form of meditation, because that meditation brings you to your highest self, your highest good. Remember that. So for those of you that say, I'm not a meditating type of a person, don't get it confused. You don't have to stay quiet. Quiet's nice, but if you're not that person to stay quiet, do something that makes you feel better. And you could do these things with yourself. So it starts with you. So I just wanted to bring this up because, you know, when you could actually think of good things, but actually do something about it, take the thought process, take the dream, and turn it into the reality. This is what this video is about. Turning something that you want to change and making it really happen. It may take time, but you'll get there. I'm going to put it to you in a different way. If you're in a bad situation, picture this. Can you be in this situation for another 10 or 20 years? That'll stop you dead on your tracks, because you're going to say, oh no, there you go. So whether it's now, whether it's a year from now, make it your mission to change. Where you are, be mindful of your triggers of what's setting you off, because those are the things you have to start eliminating. When you do, magic comes. I promise you it does. But you have to stay. Not one day you're pumped and then the next day you're going back to the same habits. Stay with what you want to do. As they say, stay the course. And then you will really, really evolve, and you're going to be a happy, happy person. You're going to be you again. All right? So I hope that this has helped you. I hope it's given you a kick in the butt, because we all need it. All right? But be mindful of what's out there, and be mindful to what you are going to let in. Until next time, subscribe to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and we're going to have a lot more videos. Send the questions too. All the best. Love you. Bye-bye.